Hello, welcome to this good afternoon and a good month of January 2026. We're here with Africano director, Auntie Dorothy, as many of you know her. And she's here to share a lot of things, a lot of views, a lot of things that many of you did not know about Africano. 2026 is a special year for Africano Waltham, and she will be telling us what awaits us or what awaits many families in 2026 and beyond. So in front of me I have Auntie Dorothy, as many of you call her. She's known as Auntie Dorothy, others call her mommy, others call her friend, others call her sister. But let us hear from her best in her own words. Auntie Dorothy, as we call you in Africano, welcome to your seat.
Thank you so much, Uncle Perry, for having me here. It's an honor. I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking time off and finding me suitable to be talked to. I don't take it for granted.
You don't take it
to be here.
So, who is Auntie Dorothy?
Oh, I don't like that question because to me it's vague, but I'll introduce myself. Auntie Dorothy, as so many people call me, but I'm called Dorothy Chitakufe. Those are my maiden names, and by the grace of God, I acquired a third name, which is Mugabe. So Dorothy Chitakufe Mugabe are my names. I am a woman. I am a mother to many. Uncle Perry cut your second. I am a woman, I am a mother, I am married, I am learned. I went to school. I'm a lawyer by profession, and I love to learn new things every day.
Oh, so you said you're a lawyer by profession.
Yes.
How did you end up in Africano?
Interesting. When I came to America, I came with so many dreams. And one of my dreams was to pursue further studies in law. I actually wanted to do my master's, and I always dreamed to join Harvard Law School. But when I came here, the tables turned. Things were not moving the way I thought they would. I had to go through a very difficult transition, but also with lots of lessons to learn. So how did I end up in Africano? And yet I'm a lawyer by profession. Life took me places, and I found Africano one of those places.
Where you ended up?
And I ended up here. But I don't regret, because like I said, I'm one person who is always willing to learn. I'm very flexible. Initially, I was very rigid. But as we walk this journey of life, life happens. So there is lots of things that you learn.
That's very good. So, are you saying, given that you ended up in Africano, are you sacrificing? Are you giving back? Are you changing direction in your life that now you are in Africano? In fact, what position do you have in Africano?
I'm the managing director of Africano.
Oh.
What a position. But do I even know what that means? But I'm a managing director of Africano, so I'm managing people. And it's not easy to manage people, but it's a beautiful thing because there is lots to learn from this position. But I'm the managing director of Africano Waltham. Still, by the grace of God, I don't take it for granted.
So, managing director, you're welcome. Thank you. We're happy to receive you here as managing director of Africano. And given your tenure right now, what what are the things that you see that has inspired you in your position as a director of Africano?
So allow me to go back to that time when I joined Africano. I joined Africano as a parent who was looking for a safe space where I could drop off my kids and go look for $1. And how I learned about Africano was through a friend, because we were having a conversation and I was like, I need to start working, but I need to find a place where I can drop my kids. Do you know any place? Would you recommend any? And so she goes, oh yeah, my sister has this organization and it's doing amazing. I see her. She actually also didn't know exactly what Africano was about, but she knew that the sister had that organization and she would see so many kids walk into Africano. So I said, okay, connect me. So I called. It was not easy to get in because sometimes my phones weren't picked up, but I insisted because I knew what I wanted. So I finally get in and I bring my kids, but I was also one of those parents who was just dropping off and walking away. And then when the kids would get back home, they would tell me, oh, it was so fun. So they would tell me how their day was and what they did. So it was through the conversations that we were having with the kids that I got so interested in knowing exactly what Africano is all about. So I started coming in not to just drop off, but I would stay. I started staying for, a couple of hours just to see, how the day goes, what they do, the activities that they were involved in. And little by little, the hours became the full day.
Mm-hmm.
Through that, I started meeting different parents and we would have, these conversations, like I'm new, I'm trying to, navigate life, find myself, find purpose, and also be profitable and be impactful on other people's lives. So through those conversations, I just started volunteering, with a few things that I could do, but I became more intentional and I was always present. So through that, I started interacting with the founder of Africano, wanting to know exactly what her dream was, her mission, her vision, and where she sees Africano heading to. And it's from that place that I started embracing the vision, the mission, but also the changes that I would see in my children drove me into diving deeper into Africano, wanting to know more about Africano, wanting to find, community and, that sense of belonging where I was accepted the way I came.
That is very good. So all that in Africano?
Yes.
I like how you mentioned finding your purpose. So you found your purpose in Africano.
Yes.
To the point that you came in as a parent, dropping off your kids. Now you're managing director of Africano. Yeah. Oh, kudos. Kudos to you. That is what they call staying and being counted.
Yes.
Thank you for your service. And you talked about the mission. You've talked about the values. You've talked about in fact, let's move into the mission of Africano. What is the main mission of Africano? Because many of us, when we see Africano out there, all we think is we see you dancing. What is Africano to the community?
That is dancing is part of the mission.
It's part of the mission. So break to us what is the main mission of Africano, how you're helping, especially the immigrant community, as you put it.
So our main mission, I will just state it and I will paraphrase it in a nutshell. We use a holistic approach to support immigrant youths and their families to succeed in this place through edutainment, through mental health, and upholding our culture. I would summarize it that way in a nutshell. So we know that we have our youth that just come from Africa to America. And then there are those that are born here. So how do we maintain our culture? So we use those approaches. And you know, you can't say you want to empower the youth without involving the entire family.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up, involving the entire family because your main goal is to see that this youth excels.
Mm-hmm.
But there are different things. As you bring in these kids to Africano, we identify their areas of strength, their talents, what they want to become, what their dreams are. And so we are going to identify those areas and work around those areas to see that they achieve what they want to achieve. When my kids came here, kids are different. One is too quiet, very introvertic. I don't know if that is the word, but she's an introvert. Then the other one was out there, very confident. But she loved to dance, but her steps were very uncoordinated. But she would go on stage and she took pride. And then she had lost teeth at the front, but she would come in, she wouldn't care whether people are laughing at her, and she would go and dance, and that is the joy.
At what age was she?
She was about 4.
4.
Yeah. And then I didn't know she was, that creative. I didn't know she liked to dance. I knew she was, out there. She was very confident, very photogenic. But I started, identifying certain areas in her life that I knew that would take her places. And then the other one who was quiet, I also started seeing her strength. Much as she was quiet, I knew that there was something that was hidden in her. So those are things that we identify and build on. Right now, when you see the one who is an introvert, the one who was quiet, you can't believe. When she's out there, when she starts talking, when she starts dancing, when she's debating, you will not believe it.
And just because she came to Africano?
Just because she came here, she found, that space, she started interacting with her fellow peers. They speak the same language, they understand where they're coming from, same culture, same values, same disciplines. So she found her purpose too.
That is very, very good. So you did mention something like language, speaking their same language, same culture. What is the importance of keeping that at the center? The culture, the language, that harmony of and the background of the African background.
Let me just talk about myself, and then someone will pick a leaf. I was born, raised in Uganda. Grew up with my parents, but I was raised by a community. And allow me through this interview to say kudos to those people that were born in Walukuba Housing Estate.
Say that again.
Walukuba Housing Estate. It is found in Jinja.
At the end of the world?
Uganda. It's not at the end of the world. It is in that industrial city, formerly the biggest industrial city in Uganda, Jinja. I grew up, it was more of a community. So the disciplines, the values that were instilled in me when I was growing up, I came with them to America. When we come here, it is very easy for you to drop your values. But you also have a choice to uphold those values, especially if those are the same values that have enabled you to cross the borders to be here. That is what makes you unique. And me, I want to say I am unique. I appreciate who I am. I embrace who I am, where I come from, my culture, my values, because they are the ones that define who I am. So when I come here, I'm going to choose what to copy from the Western world and what to maintain. Because what I'm maintaining is what defines me. Being respectful, the way I talk, the way I carry myself, the way I speak to people. I am a good listener. But when I came to Africano, I was also tested. I thought I was a good listener until I came here. And then I said, oh, I think I need to work more on my listening skills. Because when you come here, people cannot sustain a conversation. You're talking, the other one is also talking. So you lose something valuable in between. So we see all these confusions, you know, and the chaos that comes in. But when I was growing up, they told me if an adult person is talking to you, you have to listen. It doesn't matter whether what they're saying is true or correct or what, you have to listen. And that is a skill that everybody requires. Wherever you go, if you don't have that skill, then your life is going to be hard. So when our kids come here, this is exactly what we are telling them. Whether you're born here, whether you just came here, please uphold your culture. Uphold the values that were instilled in you while growing up. When you are here, you have to discern what is going to work for you and what is not going to work for you. If you're just copying everything or moving with the trend, then you're going to have issues in life. When you go to the workplace, I'll talk about like the phones. Growing up, we didn't have the phones. You get? So we knew how to communicate, we knew how to build relationships. Some of us, our friends that we grew up with, we are still close because that is something that was instilled in us. We saw our parents maintain relationships up to the time they left this world. And those people are still our friends too because they check on us. So there is that importance of building lasting relationships. In this generation, because of this phone, people cannot even maintain a conversation, like face-to-face conversation, but they can text. But there is a lot that is missing through the texts. So I'm teaching my children, when we are home or when we are at Africano, put the phones away. Let's talk. Let's have these conversations. Are you listening? Are you picking up something? Are you picking out something from the conversations that we are having?
So you did mention the conversation with the young people. Do your kids speak your language, or do they understand it?
Some speak, some understand, but now responding becomes hard. But at least they understand the basics.
They understand. And would you pass that on to most of the Africano kids? Do they understand, but the response is hard?
Yes, most of them, but they're also trying to learn because, you know, when they walk in here, at least we know that the Africano kids, when they walk in here, if a grandmother walked in here, they will go kneel and say, "Tusanye sokulaba."
You mean Africano kids kneel down?
Africano kids kneel down.
Since
that is
when?
what makes them unique. They kneel down, they're very respectful, they help the seniors, they are respectful of the adults, even the way they talk. They're not going to yell back at you, they're not going to talk back to you, at least they will listen. Yes.
That is quite interesting. I think you have done a very good job with that. And of course, I heard you mention that you try to keep them away from the unnecessary trends. Thank you, Madam Director, for that. Now let's go to the programs. Give us a list of programs that you have at Africano.
There are quite many. I'll break them down. Let me start with academics. So we know that the school system here is quite different from ours. So when we come here, our kids, tend to have some challenges, especially as they transition. So what Africano does is to bring support closer to them. So we are grateful for different partners and volunteers that come in here. We have volunteers that come in here to offer homework help in every subject. So we have homework help that runs Mondays through Wednesdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So kids come in here, they come in with their homework, they come in with any questions, academic questions that they have, and they will always find someone here to help them.
That's
do
good.
That. Then we have kids who are high schoolers and going into college. We've had the privilege of finding still volunteers, wonderful families that come in to take our youth through the process of preparing for college, the do's and don'ts, what you need to do. We used to hear things of like, you have to write an essay, you have to write this for you to be accepted in a certain college. I didn't know what they meant, but they come in here and they tell them how to write a good essay. They just don't say, just write this, but they go on to say, right, let's read through that essay so that it is unique and outstanding. So we have those people, and then they will take you through that whole process of college prep. They encourage us to go and have college tours. Why? Just to give our kids the exposure ahead of time, for them to know what college looks like. The courses that are offered in specific colleges. What are you looking for in a college? You know, all this information is got through this program of college prep.
College prep. And all that is at Africano?
Yes. And they come in here and they're just volunteering. And they are well-placed, well-positioned people out there, but who just want to impact the lives of this young generation, to see that they excel and attain their goals in life. So we go for the college tours, you know, to just give them that exposure, that experience. So by the time they join college, at least they know what they are going into.
Wow. That is very, very good. It's very good support.
Yes, and then that very same family helps with helping these kids. Okay, when you say, I want to become a doctor, what are you looking at? How are you positioning yourself for the job market after graduation? These are some of the conversations that we as parents never have. Why? Some of us do not know. We don't have the actual information that we need to pass on to the children. So when you come to a center like Africano, these services are here. When you walk in here and you tell me my kid is going to college and what, I don't have that information, but at least I have someone I will refer you to who will guide your child into this whole process until they join college. When you come to joining college, they also prepare us as parents what you need to know, the information that you need to have. Things like filing for financial aid, like student loans. What are you supposed to do? How do you support your student, your child while in college? There are so many pressures. So they take us through all those things and they encourage us to be involved in the entire process and be intentional, be available, be involved from day one up to the last, and then be the greatest support system for your child. Because out there it is a different ball game. They're going into a new life. They are leaving the house. They are becoming very independent. So they need your support. You need to support them for their mental well-being. So that is the whole thing with college prep. So they come and prepare us. They prepare both parties, the student and the parent. And they will equip you with information that you need to have to help you navigate this whole process.
That is
academic-wise. Then we have the arts. The arts are a key part of Africano, because we know that through arts, someone can tell their story. We have storytellers, we have dancers, we have drummers, we have artists. that a child is going to draw a picture, but there is a story behind that picture. That a child is going to write a poem, but there is a story behind that poem. When they come to tell their story, there are lessons that are being learned. And then when we take them on stage to perform, when we identify that they love to dance, they love, to drama, we take them out there so that they can showcase their talent. But they're also building their confidence. They are getting the exposure out there and building their social capital. They are meeting people out there who are going to tell them, what you are doing is amazing and it's gonna take you places. And to go back to the college prep, this family tells us that whatever you have that is unique about you will put you in a college that you never thought you were able to go to because of your uniqueness. Because this college is looking for this unique thing about a student. What are you bringing on the table?
So what is that unique part that an Africano kid has, for example?
One, I'll talk about culture. Our culture is unique in a way. They told us that even the simplest thing that you can even ever ignore can take you to that college. For example, the hairstyle. Not everybody has this hairstyle. So everybody's going to imagine, how do you do it? How do you get to that?
Nowadays they
and
buy
they
it.
want to know. And this hairstyle is going to get me scholarships. Because now, when I go to the other college, they have never seen it. There is something unique about me. My art is unique. The way I dance, the way I write my poems, everything is unique. So you can use anything. Even your family setup is unique. Our families back home are unique. You can be in a homestead with 50 people, whether they're in your bloodline or people who are coming from, different, the entire community, the entire village. So you writing your story of how you were raised
makes
by
you
a
unique.
Community and the values that they instilled in you. Some of these people who have grown up from here, they know nothing about it. They know the nuclear family. Mother, father, my siblings, maybe 2, and that's it.
But Africano is a big family.
Africano is communal. You will find us from all over the place, and we are here, and we are family. We embrace everybody who comes in here, and we know how to relate with them. So we build that relationship and the bond. So that makes us unique. So as we take them there, when the community sees the kids perform, that is not all that Africano does, but it is part of what we do. But also these arts have taken our kids places. I have never gone to Harvard University. My kids have been there. They have performed on the stage of Harvard, Bentley, Brandeis, Tufts University, name it. UMass, Dartmouth, UMass, Boston, everywhere. Because of arts. They have performed for big organizations like Newton Wellesley Hospital. Every time they have their big events, they call us.
They call you.
Come and perform. Come and drum. Come and do. Because they see that uniqueness in our arts, in our culture. We've had, actually, now that I'm talking about arts, let me just mention this. There is a big funder who just went on our website and saw our performances and reached out. And these people are so interested in arts, and they see the uniqueness. And so they came and said, we are funding. Take those kids places. Wherever they want to go, let them go. Because of art, I received a phone call from a gentleman from New York, and he said, I saw these 2 girls being interviewed in Uganda. Can you come and perform at my event? So that is how far arts are taking our kids. So we don't take them for granted. We are going to do whatever it takes to ensure that those kids that love to perform, to dance, to draw,
Storytell.
to storytell, to write their poems, we will do whatever it takes to empower them.
Bravo. That is very, very good.
I'm still talking about the activities.
Mm.
Then we have the judges program. Those are the seniors. When you come to America,
What did you call them?
Twejukani.
Judges?
Judges. So the seniors, those that are 60 and above. Back home, it is easier for you to retire and stay in your home and you're peaceful. You know, you're chasing your chickens every morning, you're going to the garden, you have the cows there, the goats, like you're busy. When you come here, life is different. The seniors are in the houses. When they go out, maybe they're going to church, they rarely interact. So we found a need, especially during COVID, that they were so lonely. They were so lonely. They were missing out on so much that was taking place in the community. So we said, why don't we start this program when where they just come in and drink tea, eat nuts, and just talk about their lives, how they grew up, their professions, what they used to do. Because when they come here, very few of them continue with their professions. They just come here for greener pastures, so they end up, maybe being babysitters or healthcare providers, but they get to a time when they can't handle anymore. But it doesn't mean that life has come to an end. We have seniors here, American seniors, they have different programs. They go to day programs, they keep their brains working. You find an 8-year-old lady, she's walking straight, she can reason, she's happy. So we're like, our Ugandan seniors can do the same. And it has been amazing. The transition has been great. The impact can be seen. We have gotten the testimonies and the seniors are happy. So that is the other program. Then we have the food pantry.
Oh, food.
Food pantry. That is huge. Initially, it was a huge thing, but it was also financially draining. So we downsized it, and we thank Healthy Waltham for the tremendous support. It gives us food every month, and we are able to give community members, those in need, at least they get the food. So we have the food pantry. It is on a small scale, but at least we reach out to families that we know are really in need, and the seniors. We really want to do much. We can't take food to those that are immobile, but we try. If we can and you're within our means where we can drop off your food, we will do that. But sometimes we are also constrained financially.
Financially.
Yes. Then we have mental health programs. I know so many people don't want to hear about mental health, but guys, mental health is real. I personally, the transition from Uganda to here, it was horrible. I went through depression, but I was in denial. Because back home, there are things you don't talk about. But I was depressed, I didn't know what to do, and yet I didn't want to hear about medication. But when I walked into the space of Africano, life started changing. Because I touched base with people who welcomed me, accepted me, and listened to me non-judgmentally. They guided me, they told me what to do, they told me take one day at a time, and that was helpful. I just needed people who would listen to me and guide me, and not just judge me. You understand? Because that is where the problem comes in. So mental health is real. When we come here, the pressures of America are huge. The education system here is way different. Our kids face lots of pressures. We've had so many suicide deaths in our community. But why? You're going to look at a vibrant youth who will one day turn into a quiet person. But you're failing to identify those or to even to identify the reason or the causes of why they are changing. So sometimes you go like, oh, they're just teenagers. That is what they do. They just want to be in their rooms. Can you reach out? Can you have a conversation with this teenager to find out what is going on? They are going through a lot. There are so many pressures. They deal with identity crisis. They deal with rejection, discrimination, bullying. And so most of them are just, giving up on life. They have lots of anxieties, lots of fears. But even when they come home, we are not creating that environment where they can express themselves freely. We just keep saying, no, you have to do this, you have to fight. But listen to them, have a conversation. So mental health is real. We talk about these things. At least now we see that we have created a safe space where they can come in here and express themselves. They tell us about their fears, and we handle their fears. And we build their self-esteem and confidence. So we talk about mental health. We have those hard, honest, candid conversations with our children. That's why you see that when you meet an Africano child, at least their mental health is good.
It's balanced.
They bring good vibes. I'll use their word, their vocabulary. They bring good vibes.
Good vibes.
Wherever they are.
Thank you, Africa.
So those are some of the activities.
Yeah, and of course, I also had friends who have mentioned that you also mentioned it, homework help for supporting the young people, mental health, you have mentioned it. That is very, very important because nowadays we are seeing a lot of suicides and problems within our youth. Then, of course, not even the youth, but even the adults. So it goes all the way. So Africano is an open ground to help the community. So the doors are open. It's just for you to walk in and say, Auntie Dorothy and your people, can you help me here?
Yeah, we'll be ready to help.
You'll be ready? Yeah, because one of the biggest steps that you did, I remember during COVID, Africano was very instrumental in helping the community. Thank you to Africano for that, for the job well done. And of course, COVID is behind us, but the mark you left is still very strong. Thank you for that. Now let me look at, because you have mentioned so many things about the young people. Draw me a picture. Let me see a teenage Auntie Dorothy. How would that teenage Auntie Dorothy be in Africano today?
Crazy.
Huh? Crazy, but you said Africano is disciplined. Why you bring your craziness?
The good craziness, not the bad one. Auntie Dorothy as a teenager in Africano. I think Auntie Dorothy would be on the top. Why? Africano is a resourceful center. It brings so much on the table. So it's upon you as an individual. If Auntie Dorothy as a youth was here at Africano, I think I would be all over the place. They would be seeing me in Harvard. They would be seeing me everywhere because they have brought every resource that a youth or a teenager would need to excel, to get better. Be it academically, be it personal growth and development, be it character modeling, be it communication skills, everything is here. That's why I'm like, if the Auntie Dorothy teenager was to be in Africano, the world would be in trouble. I'm in heaven. Be in trouble because I would be armed with everything that is required for me to live the life that I would desire to live.
At Africano.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. People are here to talk to us, to correct you, to guide you, to mentor you. Don't do this. What you did is wrong. This is how you need to do it. Don't talk like this. This is how you talk. Don't carry yourself like this. This is how you do it. Okay, you want to excel academically? Go to Uncle Perry. Go to Uncle Jumba. Go to Uncle Douglas. Do you want to become a great speaker, orator? We have parents here. Everything is here in the four corners of this room.
It's just for you to walk in.
It's just for you to walk in and choose how you're going to utilize the resources. So it comes back to you. The choices you make.
Say that again.
The choices you make will define who you become.
Who you become. That is going to be a hashtag.
Yes.
The choices you make
Will determine
who you become. That
They
is
are on the table. You're either going to ignore them and go your way, or you're going to utilize them and they'll push you.
That is very, very good. So, as Madam Director, Auntie Dorothy, Africano is marking 15 years of existence, of helping the community, of helping souls, of helping young people and old. When you look at Africano, through the 15 years or your tenure as you have been as a director, give us what image would you paint and say the 15 years are here, we are looking to 15 more years ahead and beyond. How does a director celebrate those 15 years?
I celebrate the 15 years. I may not have been here for 15 years, but for the years I've been here, I will sum it up. Impact.
So what?
Impact. Sometimes when you are serving the community, the only way you're going to know if you're helping, if you're serving better, is the impact that is felt, the impact on the ground. Impact is one of my core values because I want my services to help the other person and create a long-lasting impact. For the 15 years, I can say Africano has impacted so many lives.
So many lives.
We have so many testimonies. We have seen kids that came in when they were young, graduate, they are now working. That is impact. And through their stories, when they tell their story, the name Africano will be part of the story. So to me, that is great celebration. Those are some of the, I love these two words, extrinsic and intrinsic.
What is that?
You need to go back to school. The extrinsic benefits are those things that are tangible, the things that you see. Then I'm going to look at Auntie Dorothy and say, ever since she walked into Africano, I see this. She has changed, the way she talks, the way she carries herself, you know, the accomplishments, whatever she has achieved, because you're seeing the impact. But then there are those intrinsic benefits. You're not going to see them. Those are things that are driving me to come to Africano every day. The satisfaction, the contentment. I'm going to explain to you how I feel from inside, within me, being here, even sitting behind this camera. It is cold. There are, I don't know how many degrees out there. I would be in my bed, but when you said, let's have this interview, I said, I'll come because I want people to know how impactful Africano is or can be on one's life. So some of those things you can't really explain. That's why you see that when it comes to arts, you're going to read someone's story and then you will tell how impactful Africano has been to them. For example, to me, my stories are endless. Right now, my first daughter is in college, but I attribute everything, the whole process, to where she is, to Africano.
What?
I didn't find any other resources outside Africano. When I'm challenged with this, I come to Africano. We have parents that have kids that have already graduated. So that is already a resource. So I'll come to Uncle Perry and say, how did you do it? I'll run to Uncle Juma and say, how did you do it? Run to Uncle Douglas. All these are resources around. Oh, if they are still in college, how are you doing it? I'm just fresh. So because you see that it is impacting your life, even me personally, this is not how I was. I never thought I would ever sit behind a camera and express myself like this. Uncle Jumba doesn't believe that I'm shy, but I'm shy. But because of the exposure and the opportunity that Africano has given me, I am registering, growth, personal growth. There are skills that I have acquired on the job. There is so much that I'm learning on the job. I didn't come here perfect, but I'm being perfected every day. I didn't know I would lead, but I've been given the space or the opportunity to lead. And I'm also saying, ooh,
I can lead.
I can lead. I didn't know I could do this. So, impact. That is all I can say.
And just talking of leading, remember you started as a parent dropping off your little ones.
Yeah.
And now you are in front of the camera.
I'm in front of the camera.
Talking about Africano.
Yes.
That is very, very good. So you have talked about so many, the drivers, or the impact. That is another word that I've picked up from your conversation, the impact. Do most of the parents know the impact the way you know it? Because given Africano, some of the certain challenges I've heard you talk about, most parents do not see the impact that Africano brings to them. They do not see the wealth of resources that Africano has. How would you talk to such a parent in the diaspora, in the community, when it comes to having that impact from their child to themselves, to their household, and the community at large?
To the parent out there, it starts with intentionality. For you to even see the impact, you have to be intentional. What do I mean? You're not going to see any impact that Africano has on your child if you're not even checking in. If you're not even looking at the homework or the report card. If you're not even reaching out to the teachers to see. If you're not just doing the basic things of, observing your child from the time she or he wakes up to the time he or she goes to bed. When we call you to Africano, you can't even walk into that door. There is no way you're going to see any impact. Because you're not being involved. You're not being intentional. You're not showing up. The only way I saw impact is when I started showing up. Is when I became intentional. And I got involved in everything. Just like you take your child to a basketball game. Or you take them to the gym. Same as Africano. Same as when you say, I'm enrolling them to YMCA or Boys and Girls Club. You have to be intentional. You have to be involved. You have to be engaged. That is the only way you're going to see if the program that you're enrolling your child into is being impactful. Even when you take your kids to Kumon or to get extra help. If you are not involved, you're not going to see impact. Even if you see it, but just because you're not being intentional, you won't see it. You will choose not to see it. So, same as Africano. If you enroll your child in Africano, it is my humble request. Be involved. Be intentional. Take time off and come. Even if it's for an hour, come and see what your kids are doing, what they are involved in. Don't just wait until there is a small mistake for you to show up. Because this one mistake is going to cover up all the good that Africano has done. So I would just call upon all my fellow parents, because I'm also a parent. Parenting is ministry. Parenting is sacrifice. It is sacrifice. Be intentional. Be involved. Let's engage.
Let's engage. As she said, let's engage. That is very good. So, and I hope that most parents out there are going to take your message, hear your call, hear your sound, calling them to be more intentional, become more involved, because they are, as you said, Africano is here to serve. Africano is here to help. Africano is here to walk with you. And Auntie Dorothy, as a director, she has mentioned most of those things. And of course, this is just an interview, but most things are left out. But if you walk in, you talk to Auntie Dorothy, you discover more of even what you didn't know. Because there are so many things out here. And of course, one of the things that we're calling upon is the parents to have their kids involved. Because, for example, if you have all the one sibling could come to Africano and another one stays home. Why? Tomorrow, you start wondering what is happening to the child. So, Auntie Dorothy has mentioned that. Thank you for your service as a director of Africano. Thank you for the programs that you highlighted and you keep bringing up. Because I know this is 2026, we're saying 15 years has been long coming. 15 years has been a path to carve. 15 years, many businesses or many organizations die within 2 years. But Africano has stood for 15 years. So the test of time. And I hope we're going to have champagne and balloons in the due course.
Yes.
It's coming up. That is very, very good. So if you could give a message to the young person, to that young person who has been out there wondering what's in Africano, I want to come in. Sometimes the child wants to come in, but the parents don't want them to come. How would you relate those two situations? Give that message. You as a parent, you as a director, how do you relate those two situations?
That's a hard one. To the young person out there, Africano is open. You, as that young person, take the first step. Walk into the doors of Africano. Ask questions about the activities that they have. If any of them interests you, go and talk to your parent. Convince them. Because this is a space which is going to make your life change around. And to the parents, listen. Listen, pick something out of the conversation, make a follow-up. Come find out. Do not just base your decisions on hearsay. I'm a lawyer. They taught us that hearsay is not admissible in court. You can't come in and say, oh, they told me they just dance. What have you done? After you've heard they just dance, have you taken a step to walk into the place and ask and find out what exactly they do outside dancing. So hearsay is not admissible.
Not admissible.
So please take that first step as a youngster, walk into the place, find out what they have. If anything interests you, sign up. Talk to your parents. To the parents out there, we are open. Come and talk to us. We have gone through the same things that you're going through, and we are still going through them, because I'm a mother of 4. My youngest is just turning 4. Kids are different. The challenges are different. But if you have the right community around you, I'm not saying it's going to be small, but it will be much easier to handle those situations. So that would be my message.
Thank you. That is a very good message. And of course, you mentioned you're a parent yourself. And of course, you're in leadership yourself. So the whole thing is stand up and be counted. Walk into Africano and get the resources. You're looking for mental help. Africano has the resources. Community help. Africano has the resources. You know, name it, Africano has the resources.
And I can even put it this way. When you walk into Africano, we might not be able to solve everything.
But your guide.
But we have partners. We can refer you to those people because we have built great partnerships. So we can refer you to other organizations that will help you. Africano is just small, like you all know it. We have things that we can support you in, but there are things that we cannot. So we will refer you to the right organizations that will help you.
It will help.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you. So you're not all answers, but you're all help.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Auntie Dorothy. And thank you for clarifying that. So, and you know, we have so many, because we could sit here till the sun sets. Because Africano, when I think about Africano, there's a lot that comes to mind, a lot. But of course, this is being the first, of course, interview of the many, and more to come. But this is just a nice breaker to break open the year, you know. And of course, as we go on, please, as parents, as Aunt Dorothy or Director Dorothy said, please walk in. And is there a way they could reach you? They have, Africano has a website, has social handles, all those things. Nowadays, everyone has Wi-Fi, everyone has a phone, you know. Get onto the website, see what Africano is.
Yes, and you will find my number on there.
Your number is on there, somehow.
On the website, my number is on there. It's my personal cell. You can reach out, for as long as you don't call me after midnight.
It's just to be office hours.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Aunt Dorothy. And of course, for me, I like to celebrate with you for the 15 years that Africano has stood the test of time. So, looking in as a director, what is that vision that you, or that dream, or that image that you see Africano? Where is it going? Is it going to the hills? Is it going to the brighter side of the mountain? Where is it?
We are going to the hills and to the brighter side of the mountain.
The brighter side of the mountain.
We are growing bigger, we are growing stronger.
Bigger and stronger.
Bigger and stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, what defines Africano is impact.
The word impact.
The word impact is big for us. And we are not going to stop impacting lives. We shall continue impacting lives. One of my dreams for Africano is for us to acquire our own space. Bigger than where we are. Because Africano is a home away from home. We want kids to come in, even when they want a sleepover, they can have it. We are limited in this space. So that is one of my dreams.
That is your dream.
But having stood the test of time, we are here to stay.
And that is going to happen.
We are here to serve. We are not here to compete with anybody. We are here to serve and to work together with other community organizations to ensure that our community becomes better at whatever we do.
That is very, very powerful. Thank you for sharing that. And of course, as we try to wind down, is just one African saying that sticks out in your head, coming from Uganda to here. You have lived in two worlds, and of course. So, what is that one phrase that you carry with that drives you to be the Auntie Dorothy that you are today, that drives you to impact? Is that word you like? Impact. Is there a phrase? Is there a song? Is there
I'll just use the very, what did you call it? The phrase or the saying
or the proverb?
Or the proverb. I hear it from Auntie Julie saying it takes a village to raise a child, right? I think I used to read about that statement and it would not make sense then. I think until I grew up and I was like,
now it makes sense.
I appreciate what the community I grew up in really did. There are so many people that are involved in my life, or the people that defined the person that I am right now. I just don't attribute my growing up to my parents. It was a village.
The village.
That every time I walked and I did something wrong, the neighbor would call and would correct me. So that is the same village that Africano has created. We are sharing responsibility with the parents. We are not taking away your responsibility, but we are sharing it with you. So it takes a village to raise a child. Sometimes the things you cannot tell your child, we will tell them here.
At Africano.
And they will embrace it in a good way. So that is the best I can say. It takes a village to raise a child.
To raise a child. That is the phrase, that is the proverb that Auntie Dorothy is leaving us with. And then I want you to complete these statements for me. In within the best of your ability, what comes up to you? So if I said, fill in the space, the gap, I feel most alive when?
I come to Africano.
When you come to Africano? Okay.
We are talking about Africano. So
What the thing that you most value in your life is?
my life.
Your life? Okay. I wish I knew this when
I was young.
When you're young. Now you know better.
I know better.
Okay. I know you said you're a lawyer, you're a barrister, you're a pleader. I know you have read books. What is that one book that you would give the young Auntie Dorothy? If you're to go on a long train from here to New York to... What is that book that you would give or you'd take with you?
I think not so many years ago, I read The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. And I told myself if I had read this book when I was maybe 14, maybe my life would have been much better.
Much better.
Than it is. You know, there are times when you read things and then you start thinking about them, you meditate, And they help you to actually realize the kind of person that you are. They help you to shape your mindset and become better. So that book really put me in a fix of doing a self-reflection, especially when it comes to purpose. Living my life purposefully. Yes.
That is very, very good. And of course, the last one I want you to give us. Tomorrow, Aunt Dorothy may say, you know what? I'm tired of being, maybe I've served as a director for this given period of time. Now I'm stepping aside for someone else to come in. And how would you want the community to remember Director African, Auntie Dorothy at Africano? How would you want to be remembered? That you brought the impact.
Impact. Have I been impactful during my tenure?
Have I changed lives?
Have I been impactful? I might think I'm being impactful, and yet I'm not. So I would really love community to just talk about the impact I've left behind. That's all. That will make me happy. I don't need lots of, I just want that impact. Have they felt? Have they felt my services?
Have they felt you?
Yes. Not me, my services.
Have they felt your services?
Have they felt my services? Have they appreciated what I've done? You may not appreciate me as an individual,
but the services.
But the services.
That is very perfect.
That I gave. So.
That is very perfect. And of course, thank you so much, Auntie Dorothy. Thank you for your service. Thank you to Africano. Together as a community, we celebrate Africano for the 15 years that it has stood the time, or the test of time. As it continues, please come into Africano. Give your hand, volunteer, give your advice. Just as Aunt Dorothy talked about, so many parents who come in, who help with the homework help, who help with the college prep, who help with the pantry, who help with so many other ways. We welcome you. Aunt Dorothy is welcoming you. She said her contacts are on the website. Please visit the website. Visit the website. Know what Africano does, where you can help. And of course, above all, Aunt Dorothy, I'll throw this back to you to say a word of thanks to you. I know Africano runs on so many hands called the funders. Your word and your appreciation to the funders.
To the funders, I can't thank you enough. Thank you for believing in the work that we do. Thank you for believing in our dream. Thank you for standing with us. Without you, we wouldn't have been here. But you've made our work easier because you believed in it and you said we will stand with Africano to make sure you're impacting lives. So thank you. I don't want to mention names. I might miss out on some, but thank you, thank you, thank you. And we pray that you continue supporting us because we still want to see more lives being impacted.
The hashtag of today is impactful impact. So thank you, Aunt Dorothy. Thank you, Mrs. Mugabe. Thank you, Mother of Four. Yes, thank you. We are here, of course. This, as I said, the interview I would have loved to continue, but this is a very big eye opener. It takes a village to raise a child. Auntie Dorothy called upon the parents, stand up to be counted. Come and help. So thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. and to more 15 years ahead. Thank you, Auntie Dorothy. And from that, what do you say?
Before I say goodbye, I want to thank this gentleman, Uncle Perry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making this happen, because people need to know what Africano is all about. And this is just the beginning. We will always come up with these videos just to make sure we are all in the know. But before I say my goodbyes, I take this opportunity to thank the CEO and founder of Africano Waltham, Miss Juliet Najumba. I appreciate you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for finding me suitable to be the managing director. Thank you for allowing me serve alongside you. There is so much to learn from you. I appreciate your patience, but I thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. To the great team that I work with, I won't mention names. You guys are amazing. Thank you for making this position easier than I thought it would be. To the volunteers, what can I say? We appreciate your commitment, your dedication, and passion. To the parents that have entrusted us with your children, thank you so much for believing in us and trusting us with your children. To the youngsters, the sky is the limit. There is so much out there for you to grab. Just position yourself well, make the right choices, surround yourself with the right people, and life will be good, easy, and better. Thank you for listening. I love you all. God bless. Keep warm. Be safe.
And how would they say bye from Walukubya?
Mweraba. Mube bulungi. Abasoga mpenda ino. Musengwa abawenkabi.